Variables are an important topic that you need to learn for Python programming, and if you are interested in learning in 10 minutes, please stay tuned. I will start with what is a variable, how to use variable syntax, and wrap up with a summary. A variable is a virtual storage space for numeric, Boolean, and text data. You need to name the variable with the English alphabet A through Z, either lower or uppercase, or a combination of English alphabet, numeric number, and underscore. For numeric data, you can save the numeric data as an integer, floating, or complex numbers. For Boolean, you can use true or false as a logical expression. This will be used typically for conditional and/or loop statements, which will be revisited later. If you haven't heard about the Boolean expression, please do not worry and please keep on watching. For text data, you can have a single character, for example, capital P. When you have more than one character, for example, Python, you need to have more than one data storage space. Python offers 2D array. The 2D array has a multiple storage space in a row to save the multiple characters, so-called string. So we need to use a string data type for text. The main benefit of using variables instead of directly using the data themselves is that we can reuse them by calling the variable names when needed. I will talk about the benefit of using variables more details later. Let's practice how to create variables. Here's a basic rule to follow to create the variables. First, you need to start with the variable name followed by the equal sign, then type expression afterwards. The expression can be either numbers, mathematical expression, Boolean, string, another variables, or a combination of them. For example, to create a variable a to hold the number 2, you should type a equals sign followed by 2 and hit enter in the console window. If successfully created, it does not show any error messages. To check the contents of the variable a, you can use a built-in print function with the variable name. In this case, use print a. Now you can see the integer 2. Alternatively, you can see the content of the variable in the variable explorer. It shows the variable name, data type, data size, and value. You can also type %whos in the console window to see the same information. Now, what if I use the same variable name that you used before, but different expression? For example, a equals 3. It will update the previous value with the new value. Now, a becomes 3. If you want to keep the number 2 as a floating number, you need to use the decimal point. For example, you can type b equals 2.0 to keep the numeric value 2 as a floating number. When you check it using %whos, you see the data type for b is a floating number. If you want to quickly identify what variable names has been used to avoid mistakenly deleting the previous data, you can simply type %who. This will show only the variable names without showing all the details. You can also use a mathematical expression to create a variable. I would like to create a variable c to assign the result of 1 plus 3 divided by 2. So you can see the result of c, which is 2.0. You can also create a variable d by assigning the data given in the existing variable c. To do this, type d equals sign followed by c. Also, you can create a variable f by adding 1 to the existing variable d. To run this operation, you can type f equals sign followed by d b plus 1. You can use the same variable in left and right side of the equal sign, just like a equals to a plus 1. In math, this expression is not correct, as the variable a in both sides cancels out and 0 is not equal to 1. However, in the programming language, this should be translated in a different way. The a on the left-hand side of equal sign is considered as a new variable name even though you already had it. The a on the right-hand side is considered as an expression. Basically, this expression is translated as we create the variable a by assigning a plus 1. In this case, we already have 3 in the variable a, and we add 1 to 3 to update variable a with 4. In other words, we replace a on the left side with 4. This expression is very useful to replace it by itself without creating a new variable when you write a code in future. The Boolean is needed to check if the logical statement is true or false. We can create a variable for the Boolean expression. For example, you can create a variable g for the logically true statement by having g equals 1 less than 2. You do not need to have the parentheses, but I include it on purpose to increase the readability. To see the Boolean value, you can use the print function. Now, this is a true statement. If you type g equals 1 greater than 2, you can see the Boolean result as a false, because 1 is not greater than 2. We will revisit the Boolean expression for more details later. So far, we created 6 variables, a through z, except e. We sometimes use e for other purposes, like exponential. So I do not personally use e for the variable name. To check the variables names used so far, you can type %whos. To delete the variable, you can use delete command followed by the variable name with space. For example, you can type delete a to delete the variable a. You do not see the variable a anymore. If you want to delete all the variables at once, you can use %reset. So you wiped off all the variables. There are a few things that you need to be careful about the variables names. First, the variable name must not include a special characters or any empty space. A exclamation mark BC does not work because of exclamation mark. A space BC cannot be used because of the space between A and B. Next, you cannot start with numbers. So 1 ABC does not work either since you cannot start with the numbers for the variable name. Variable names are case sensitive, and ABC all lowercase is different from ABC with the uppercase A. Variable name should be always in the left side of the equal sign to create the variable, not right side of the equal sign. To create the variable name for text, your text should be enclosed by 2 single or double quotation marks. For example, you can create C_text for Python without using the single or double quotation mark. You will get an error. It says undefined, meaning that it considers Python as a variable name, but it has never been used before. So it gives us the error. In summary, you have learned about the variables, practice how to create and delete the variables for numbers, Boolean, and text. You also learned about the variable syntax. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe my channel if you haven't done it yet. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. See you next time.